Do you know what the best thing about football is?
We've done it! Yes! Madness has broken out at the racecourse.
On second thought, do you know what the second best thing about football is? To me, one of the most fascinating aspects about football is that there is no off-season. Truly, the sun never sets on on-season football play. So the EPL finished, that means no more Liverpool for me. Bundesliga finished, so that means no more watching Americans abroad. And Wrexham got promoted into the English Football League. And on top of that, even Liga MX concluded. So now I'm left with MLS, which I love and I support, as well as all the lower division football here in the United States. But as I've mentioned in previous videos, you cannot beat the promotion and relegation system. So YouTube, I'm looking for love. I'm looking for a team to support while the EPL, Liga MX, and other European leagues are on their off season. So I did some research to see who was still playing at this time of year, and I narrowed it down to a few leagues. I wanted to find a league that was easy to watch and worked with my schedule, meaning it wouldn't interfere with any of the MLS games that I watch, as well as being shown in times that were convenient for me. So that literally led us to the other side of the world, in the land of the rising sun, Japan. Welcome everybody to another episode of Red Card Lucha, where today we are looking for love in Japan. Now, I knew what I wanted in a club, and I know what I'm looking for. Now, keep in mind, I just wanted to get my feet wet as we get into the Japanese league. This could be something that I fall in love with and follow from here on out, or it could be a one-time thing and we move on to the next league. Now, I will say J1 did a great job of creating content on YouTube. Using popular YouTube creators, they help make their content very accessible and very familiar to consumers like me. So come with me as we look through different prospects and pick our J-League team for this season. Okay, so let's start off. Why the J-League? Well, the J-League worked conveniently for me. Most games start at around 10-11 p.m. and the latest games are usually around 2 a.m. There are a few games that start at like 5 or 6 a.m. Time-wise, it works perfect for me. I usually go to bed around 12 to 1, and then I usually wake up around 5 to 6 to go to the gym. So whether I'm dozing off in bed or whether I'm getting up early to go to the gym, I can get on YouTube and tune in to a J-League match. Secondly, as I mentioned earlier in the video, J-League has done a great job of appealing to the international market. They live stream their games on YouTube, there's a lot of content in English, and they're working with creators that I'm familiar with to help make that transition into Japanese football. So let's head over to the J-League website and start eliminating some of these prospects. So right off the bat, I want to make this interesting, so I don't want to follow the powerhouses. So let's just knock off the top 3 teams just to make this interesting. Off the bat, we've eliminated Vessel Kobe, Yokohama Marinos, and Nagoya Grampus. Nagoya Grampus was tough. Their logo's in Orca. What's not to like? Next, I don't want to follow any of the bottom table clubs. Why would I want to stress myself out? I'm already a Houston Dynamo fan. I have enough stress to deal with. So let's eliminate the bottom of the table teams. That's 15 through 18. So excuse me for butchering any of these names. Okay, so now we've eliminated Kashiwa Reysol, Yokohama FC, Shonan Bellmare, and Gamba Osaka. So now it's fair game to have the love of my heart. Now looking at this list, there was a name that kept popping out to me and a crest that I know I've seen before, and it kept bugging me. Then I realized Fernando Torres spent some time in the Japanese league. I think that's where he retired. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he retired in Japan, and he retired with Seigan Toso. I really like their crest. I really like their colors, and I'm kind of leaning towards going with them just because of the familiarity. But let's keep on looking. I mean, they are the Magpies. Not crazy about that. And just because I feel like it's the popular thing to do, I'm going to eliminate FC Tokyo. I feel like everybody would just immediately go to FC Tokyo because everyone knows Tokyo. And with the remaining teams we have on our list, after doing a little bit of research, like the bare minimum, I've come to see that Urawa Red Diamonds and the Kashima Antlers are both traditionally very strong teams. And again, it's a bit boring, so let's just knock those off the list. I want to deal with both the ups and downs of a football season. Okay, YouTube, now it's time for us to be superficial. The rest of these selections are going to be based off looks. When I say looks, I mean kits and crests. Now, the first team we're going to eliminate just based off of kits, and this one was tough because I love the name and I love their drinks. And again, I have to read this because these names are a bit tough for me. Hokkaido Kansadol Sapporo. Now, when I see Sapporo, I think of the beer. I was rooting for for them. I like their crest. Kits are red and black, very reminiscent of AC Milan. So for that, I'm out. Now the next club to get the axe is going to be Kawasaki Frontale. The reason they're getting it, their predominant color is blue, which I like. I like the shade of blue that they use, but their secondary color is black. So it's the shade of blue and black that I'm just not crazy about, and I don't like how they utilize them. Some years have been better than others from what I've seen, but for the most part, I don't like the way the blue and black clash with one another. Because of that, sorry Kawasaki, I'm out. Now the next team to get eliminated is going to be Albirex Niigata. The reason they're getting the axe tonight is going to be because it's just a lot of orange. Now I do follow an orange team in the MLS, the Houston Dynamo. That's just too much orange for me. I plan on buying a kit with whichever team we decide on, and I don't know if I want another orange kit in my collection. Based on the teams that I follow across the globe, I have a lot of red, and I don't want to start having a lot of orange. Just because of the orange dominant kits, it's going to be a no for me. Why am I starting to feel bad talking to myself, telling these teams no? Something wrong with me? Okay guys, so we are left with Sanfrecce Hiroshima, who's currently in 4th place, Cerezo Osaka, which is currently in 5th place, Avispa Fukuoka, who's currently in 10th place, Sagan Tosu, who's currently in 12th place, and Kyoto Sanga FC, which is currently in 14th place. So now that we have our finalists, we're going to make our next decision based on their home ground. Now, the point of this YouTube channel is to cater to you, the traveling football fan. So with that being said, I hope to one day visit one of these home grounds. So my next team has to have a decent home ground. So for this next round, we're going to make our decision based on the team's home ground. Here in the US, we're not lucky with soccer specific stadiums, not all stadiums at least. A lot of stadiums are baseball stadiums, American football stadiums, etc. There's one thing that I see here in the US that just irritates me, and if you have this in your facility, you're out. You're done. And that is having a track around the field. I love stadiums where the seats are right on the pitch. There's a pitch, the throwing line, and then not even 5 feet away from them, you have the fans. When you have the track going around the field, you eliminate some of that, take away from the fan experience, and you take away from the home crowd, from the home field advantage. So we have our first defender, Hiroshima, out. So as we dwindle down to our last club, I'm just going to eliminate Avispa Fukuoka. I couldn't find anything that I just really loved about the club. Now, the last 3 each have something that I really like about the club. Avispa Fukuoka just didn't really do much for me. So let's go over to the 3 clubs that are in contention of winning my support. Cerezo Osaka, Sagan Tosu, and Kyoto Sanga FC. After much thought, I came to the conclusion of following Cerezo Osaka this year. Why did I do that? Well, there's a few reasons. One, they were highest up on the list. They're in 5th place as far as the rankings concerned. So it's going to be an interesting season for them. They're in contention of winning it all, and it's not going to be a cakewalk for them. So I like that. I like seeing the struggle of the team going up and down. Sagan Tosu had my favorite kit out of the 3 finalists, and they had my favorite crest. But I do really like Cerezo Osaka's kit. It's pink. That's their primary color. I don't think I have many pink kits. I maybe have 1 or 2. So this would be a nice change in my collection. They have a soccer specific stadium, which I liked. It wasn't my favorite. Kyoto Sanga FC was my favorite soccer stadium. Their grounds were beautiful, very reminiscent of Shell Stadium for the Houston Dynamo. But Cerezo Osaka did have a soccer specific stadium, which was very important to me. And it's placed in the middle of a park. So it seems like there's a lot of stuff to do outside of the grounds, which is also important. But the reason we decided on Cerezo Osaka, and it's probably not the reason everybody wants to hear, I'm playing 3D chess while the rest of y'all are playing checkers. As I mentioned, whichever team I pick, I want to see the stadium in person. I want to support this team in person. I want to buy merch. I want to support them as much as I can. I know, especially in lower division football, your dollar goes a long way for these clubs. So I'd like to go support in person. I do plan on going to Japan in the near future, and I'm planning on going with my girlfriend. Now, my girlfriend loves cherry blossoms. The team's named after cherry blossoms. There's cherry blossoms around the facility. It's going to be a cakewalk getting her to agree to come watch Cerezo Osaka FC in person. So nonetheless, be on the lookout for an eventual Red Card Lucha away day series live in Osaka. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This year, as we wait for the new English Football League to start, I'll be watching MLS, USL, now as well as the J League season. I will be following exclusively Cerezo Osaka. Let me know in the comments, would you like to see more content on Cerezo Osaka as the season progresses? Would you like to hear more about them? Also, be on the lookout next week. We're back with our away day series as we're going to check out some more live football here in the US. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tag a friend. We are doing giveaways. I have a giveaway for this video. This has been another episode of Red Card Lucha.